Hello everybody, I am mealtime mentor and registered dietitian Lauren, and I'm so excited to be hosting you today for our virtual cooking class from the Festival Foods Test Kitchen. Today we are making 3 different types of s'mores, which hopefully you are very excited about, as am I. But a couple housekeeping notes before we get into prepping our s'mores today. Each of your microphones will remain muted throughout the class. However, if you do have questions or comments that come up, please go ahead and use the Q&A function, not the chat function. We want to use the Q&A function. It's a little button on the bottom. Please use this instead of that chat function so we can more easily track questions coming in and make sure that all participants can see the responses to your questions. Mealtime mentor Casey is on the Q&A function today, and she's ready to answer your questions throughout class. If you're taking this class on demand and have questions, please go ahead and reach out to us at askfestivaldietitians.com. All right, let's get started. So as I mentioned, something that you're going to want to do if you haven't already, you're going to want to preheat your oven. We're going to be using the broiler. You want to make sure that the rack is all the way up to the top in your oven and preheat that oven to broil on high. So we're going to do a couple things in the meantime while that gets preheating, but definitely want to make sure that's set because that's going to be how we toast our marshmallows today since we are in the kitchen and we are not by a campfire, unfortunately. However, these recipes are definitely transferable to if you are at a campfire, or you could also prep your marshmallows in the microwave as well if you are inside. So before we get cooking, we talked about washing our hands, making sure that our workspace is all set up, we have all our equipment, we have our ingredients, and we're ready to go. So like I mentioned, today we're making 3 different types of s'mores. If you are looking for more different types of s'mores to try, these are just 3 of the many s'mores recipes we have on our website. You can find more options at festfoods.com/meals. So like I mentioned, our oven's preheating. We're going to use our oven for the marshmallows today. Other indoor options you could use over a flame if you have a gas burner. Just want to make sure to be careful. Another option would be if you have a grill. You could definitely roast marshmallows over a flame. Grill. Of course, a campfire outside is perfect. Otherwise, microwaving your marshmallows for about 20 or 30 seconds is a good option too. If you completely want to skip the broiler step today, go ahead and use the microwave 20 to 30 seconds. So we're going to go ahead and start preparing our toppings. We're going to start with our blackberries. So hopefully for our blackberry pie s'mores, you have about a half cup of blackberries. You want them in a small bowl. And then from there, you just need a fork. And this is a great activity for kids to help with in the kitchen. And we just want to go ahead and start smashing those blackberries. You want to be careful too. I'm going to kind of do this a little bit away from me because they will, splatter a little bit. And I have a 1-year-old at home. I know blackberries on clothes, it's not good. It stains. Same with all the other berries. So just want to be careful. Keep that in mind. You're going to want to go ahead and start smashing them. Blackberries are a little more firm than some of our other berries like blueberries or raspberries, so you really got to get in there and start squishing them. If you have another tool that you think works well, you're going to want to use that. Otherwise, fork works just fine too. Keep going ahead and smashing these. You want them just to a good consistency where there are not any huge chunks left, but a little bit lumpy is just fine. I'm going to go a little bit more. Hopefully everybody's berries are looking good for our blackberry pie s'mores. All right, I'm pretty happy with this. So once you have yours to a good consistency, go ahead and set that aside. That's pretty good. And look at that. I see a couple splatters, but not too bad. So that's good. The next thing that we are going to prep is our apple. So these are going to be for our caramel apple s'mores. And what we're going to do, what we really need with our apple today I'm using a Granny Smith. if there's another apple variety that you think would pair really well with this instead, go ahead, but the tartness of the Granny Smith pairs really nicely with the caramel and the chocolate and of course the marshmallow. So what I'm going to do is I have my apple here, I've washed it, and then I have my chef's knife. So this is probably an activity for the parents helping with the class. But what you're going to do is just slice on either side of the apple. Any side works, but we're going to want to slice probably just like 1/4 inch, however thick you would like. These are going to take place of our graham cracker in our recipe today. So just go ahead, nice thinner slices all the way through until you get to that core. And then when you get close to that core of the apple, you can go ahead and turn to your other longer side. And again, just nice thin slices all the way through. I think I can get one more on this side. Perfect. So your other shorter sides, we're not going to end up using those today, but of course feel free to slice them up and enjoy them as a snack. Also great with that caramel if you are going to be using the caramel in the apples. So I'm going to go ahead and set that aside, and then I have, you can see, they are just thin slices of apples. They're pretty big, so we'll be able to use them for our s'mores. And the next thing that we are going to prep today is our graham crackers. I've already done this, but go ahead and do this if you haven't. You can take your graham crackers, and we just need to, again, just break them in half so we have our 2 halves. Another great activity for kids to help with depending on how many s'mores you're making. Go ahead and break those graham crackers so we have our halves. Something else we're going to want to do is go ahead and unwrap our Ghirardelli chocolates. So today we're using the Ghirardelli, the squares, the dark chocolate mint for our our grasshopper s'mores. That's what we're making. And then we're using the dark chocolate caramel for our caramel apple s'mores. So you're going to want to go ahead and unwrap those. Another good activity for the kids. And I just kind of have a little plate going here with my chocolate and my graham crackers. These are so good. These Ghirardelli squares are just perfect for s'mores if you've never used them before. There are also a lot of other varieties too, so go ahead and think about some other creations you can make. This one I want to make sure it doesn't break too badly. Perfect. All right, so we are all prepped in terms of our different toppings that we're using today. So the next thing will be to get our s'mores in the oven. So this is going to go really quickly to toast our s'mores using our broiler. So at this point, your broiler should probably be hot and ready to go. So what we're going to do is go ahead and grab your s'mores. Today I'm just using the jumbo s'more or marshmallows, but another fun option, if you haven't seen them, the stuffed puffs marshmallows, those are really fun. They come in different varieties and they're actually stuffed with chocolate. I know they make a couple other varieties too that are stuffed with other fun options, so feel free to use those. Otherwise, just the plain old jumbo marshmallows are just fine. Go ahead and arrange your marshmallows evenly spaced on just a plain baking sheet. You don't need to grease it or do anything else. And then from there, we are going to put these in the broiler. So the trick is with this, we're going to wait about 30 seconds and then we're going to take a peek. It may take yours a little bit longer than that, but probably not much longer. If you want to peek at them after about 20 seconds, that works too. After that 30 seconds or however long it takes to get yours nice and brown, depending on how you like it. I know some people really like them nice and dark. Some like them hardly just toasted. I know for me, I like mine almost burnt, and that's how I roast them. Mostly because I'm really impatient and I don't want to wait forever to get that marshmallow. I just want to eat my s'more. But definitely keep an eye on them how you'd like. After the one side, then we need to take them out. We'll bring them back here. We're going to flip them, and then we're going to pop them back in under the broiler for another 30 seconds or so. So let's get these in the broiler, in our oven. So I've closed the oven. At least when I brought mine, maybe this happened to you, the marshmallows that I had nicely evenly spaced kind of just flew all over the place because there's nothing holding them down, which is fine. They'll be just fine under there. And if you have an oven light too, you could turn your oven light on and kind of keep an eye on them. Something fun for the kids to do as well, being on marshmallow watch to make sure that they're toasting nicely. And I can kind of see them puffing up in there. I'm going to give them another couple seconds before I take a peek, but the broiler is just such a great trick. It's really foolproof. It's not quite as messy as doing it over an open flame in the kitchen. I can smell them. That's a good tip too, how you know that it's time. Perfect. So these are where mine are at, which I think is perfect. You guys can't really see them too well, but they're pretty browned. And like I mentioned, I like them a little darker, so they probably could have done with a little less time if that's something that you like. But from here, we're just gonna flip them. These marshmallows are definitely toasted through enough where they are good to use, but we do wanna just get them a little toasty on the other side. So carefully go ahead and flip them. This is another good way for kids to help out. Of course, don't touch the pan. Use a hot pad. They smell amazing. These two. All right. So after yours are flipped, go ahead back in the oven. And this one, I think I'll only leave in for maybe 10 to 15 seconds because they're pretty well toasted through and I just want to get that browning on the other side. S'mores is just such a fun summer food, and for me it's just very nostalgic and it makes me just think of summer and time with family and friends. So it's fun to be making them in the kitchen too. All right, I'm gonna check on them, pull them out. Perfect. I'm gonna turn my oven off. And these are good to go. They look amazing. All right, so hopefully your marshmallows are good. You can turn your oven off. We're done with that. Now we can go ahead and start assembling, which is the super fun part. Not quite as fun as eating, but we're getting close to that. So first we're going to work on our Blackberry Pie s'mores. So for these, we're using just the plain graham crackers. You're gonna take your 1 graham cracker, and then we are going to top 1 graham cracker with, you need a little spoon here, about a tablespoon or 2 of our blackberries. You can put that right on our graham cracker. This one is so good. A little bit more. All right, and then we are going to take a square of our special dark chocolate. We're using Hershey's special dark chocolate today. Put that on top. Our toasted marshmallow. Any order here is fine of how you put your ingredients on. They all go into our mouths the same way, right? And then we take our other graham cracker, so just those 3 ingredients. Squish it. Here we go. That looks amazing. Yum. So you can go ahead and repeat if you want to make another Blackberry Pie s'more. We definitely have enough ingredients to make a couple more, and I made more than enough marshmallows. But for time's sake, we're going to move on to our caramel apple s'mores and start assembling those. So that's the one where we sliced up our apples. So I'm going to go ahead and grab one of those nice apple slices that we had cut up earlier. On top of that, I'm going to take a Ghirardelli chocolate caramel square. And then here we're putting on 2 roasted marshmallows to hold up to the apple slices, which are a little bit thicker. You can handle a little more marshmallow. You do have to work somewhat quickly in assembling these marshmallows, or these s'mores, I should say, while our marshmallows are still nice and hot. Which shouldn't be too difficult, but... All right, and then from here we're putting, we're going to drizzle with caramel if you'd like. That's an optional step. So I'm just going to I just have some caramel sauce here. If you have the bottled caramel sauce, that works just fine too. And this would drizzle a little better if it was warm, so it's not warm. I'm just going to put a little dollop on. It'll all taste the same like we talked about. And it'll warm up too now that's on the toasty marshmallow. And then take our other apple slice. And then there we go. Squeeze out that marshmallow. We got some caramel over here. I'm going to put that right on my plate here. And next up, we have our grasshopper s'more. So this is kind of a mint flavored s'more. From here, we have our chocolate graham cracker. We're going to put on one of our dark chocolate mint Ghirardelli squares, marshmallow, and then another chocolate graham cracker. And Casey and I were talking earlier, chocolate graham crackers are honestly just the best. They're so good. Squeeze it. There we go. So good. So that's what we have for you today. Go ahead and, as I said earlier, we have lots of ingredients to keep making s'mores, and definitely everybody's going to want to try at least one of each. So go ahead and keep assembling your s'mores and, of course, enjoy eating them. But thank you so much for joining our class today. We hope you had fun, learned a few tips and tricks along the way, and hopefully we're able to engage the kids in the kitchen and, of course, use these recipes again in the future when you are by a campfire with family and friends enjoying s'mores. If you're taking this live, you'll be receiving a post-class survey to the email address you provide at registration. We would greatly appreciate if you do take this survey. It just helps us plan future classes and gives us good feedback. If you are able to take the survey, as a thank you, we'll be picking one survey responder from our live class to win a $25 Festival Foods gift card. And to register for upcoming classes, we have one coming up in August as well. You can view previous classes, get all the materials you need for both. Visit festfoods.com/classes. That's really our hub for all of our virtual cooking classes, both live and on-demand options. Be sure to follow Fest Foods on Facebook and Instagram to be the first to hear about our upcoming live classes. And you can also find more recipes from Mealtime Mentors at festfoods.com/meals. Thanks again for joining today. We'll see you next time. Bye.